since I believe the previous IESF, where the one in Bali, like two
Oh,
IESFs ago,
that was 2 IESFs ago. We did.
we haven't seen it since then. I believe that's where the joy
That
was so
long.
broken, it can go everywhere. But now it's back, hang on, yeah, in the mid lane with a vengeance as well.
Yep.
Against a Novaria. Dude, Assassins in the mid lane, it's not a foreign concept. We've seen it before. If they can execute this, this might just shift some meta picks over, man.
I don't know. It might just turn the hearts and minds of the right people.
Will Troublemaker, with the epitome of a troublemaker hero, be able to destroy the hopes of Team Lilgun in a clean sweep? Or will the Mongolian representatives show us what they're truly capable of as we return to the land of dawn for game number 2?
All right, let us begin. It's going to be Lil Gun on the blue side with Umbrella Squad on the red side. And of course, Zora is going to be starting down on the bottom side towards the gold lane of the map just to get a little bit of a leash from Beatrix. And more importantly, just to kind of stay safe from Hilda with a laner that is strong enough to kind of hold her own.
Whoa, 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 hang on, hang on. The Hilda isn't invading, it was leashing, helping Mark clear for for a faster jungle clear. That is interesting. Now they're moving together, trying to contest the Litho. That's a strategy we haven't seen so far. Usually the Hilda just sticks to the opposing side's jungler, but that's not the case now.
Yeah, I think, again, it's recognition of, like, as soon as this Nolan gets this purple, it becomes difficult to kind of run him down with these rifts being slowing you down before they are connected together and procced.
Yeah, but it's a very smart choice by Umbrella Squad here, understanding that the Nolan is going to clear very quickly. So, and invade is likely not going to be possible with that roam Guinevere, so go for the quick clear instead.
But with an advantage, what are they gonna do? They have control right here, superior wave clear as well. In the mid lane, it's so bit difficult because if Forbid uses all his spells, then he's vulnerable to just getting maybe even solo killed by Troublemaker. And we've seen what he can do once he gets snowballing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Troublemaker would technically be like the quote-unquote the easiest one to gank, but honestly, he's pretty slippery too, right? And this is great for Isaac because that means the mid lane isn't rotating that much and you don't have to worry about that angle when it comes to a gank, but I think it will be important for him to hit 4 sooner rather than later.
Well, the level 4 power spike, I feel like at this point, will favor Umbrella Squad a bit, especially if they can really get their hands onto the back line. Because in a full front-to-front clash, having more fighters in the early game generally gives you more of an advantage. You can tank more damage, deal some more damage as well, and we're seeing a bit of it right here.
Ooh, the Flicker penalty zone onto Ethan, forces the Flicker out. Marl secures the turtle easily, and Zexora is picked off. Troublemaker with the first blood, but he gets punished himself. Vengeance not gonna save him from the hands of Ethan.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Zora was actually really close to taking that away from Marl, but at the end of the day, it's all about those timings. Now, let's have a look at the emblems here and see whether or not there's anything interesting or to keep it in mind, because now that at least for Joy, taking adaptive penetration, sorry, the rupture, as well as the arm, as well as the, it's not coming to me right now. It is
The Weapon Master?
Weapon Master. That's the
Weapon
one.
Mastery.
I was like, Weapon Mastery? I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. With the Weapon Master, she's going to do a lot of damage, right? It's guaranteed that she is going to hurt. But worse yet, having this Vengeance makes it even tougher.
Ooh, Ethan's actually in trouble, Troublemaker. We were literally just talking about it. But Ethan with the Violet Requiem actually able to zone him off just a bit. I actually felt like if he stayed a second longer, that would have been a kill.
Maybe it's just playing a bit more conservatively, but the willingness for him to just go in there, even though the kill isn't technically guaranteed, makes it very difficult for Team Lilgun to really react to it. If they know that he can only go in when the kill is guaranteed, then it's easy to predict, to try and counter with spells and the like. But now that they have no idea if Troublemaker is going to go in to harass or to completely, commit all in, to be different.
Ooh, Zexora with the Fracture, as well as the Astral Spear, finding Troublemaker, finally getting some vengeance for game 1.
I'm sorry, was I watching Dude Perfect there for a second? Because that was literally set up beautifully. Forbid just lays down the ult, has the skill shot ready, and Zexora just has the easy job of pressing buttons and walking away and looking cool.
It's that vision advantage that they're able to get right there. So for Umbrella, we're having this Hilda, they should really use it to try and scout also instead of just like standing around, because he's not really invading. And now he's just waiting in the bushes a bit more passively. I think he can move forward to some of the bushes that are more neutral in the center of the river to try and get that advantage, because he's not making use of the sustain or movement speed of this Hilda pick.
Yeah, again, not finding any value whatsoever. And worse yet, I think that Fangor in these positions, it's a little tough for him, right? Because not only is it difficult to actually get and close the distance against Xora, but at the very least, he also has to worry about getting blasted by 4-bit every once in a while.
That's a lot of damage as well. Now with a half HP, gonna try and regen back up, but look at Ethan, keep your eyes on this man.
Aizen very far forward. Astral Echo gonna spot things
Oh!
out. Already Demonic Force used up. That's gonna be Violent Requiem in the backline. Turtle secured by Team Lilgun, and they're gonna grab Troublemaker and Marl on top of it. Lilgun rushing him down. A beautiful flicker by Ethan over the wall to get out of the clutches of Fangor and Castle as well.
Everything is falling in place for Lilgun. A stark contrast to game number 1. Now they're the ones with the aggression, with the superior burst, and the superior chase potential, with the slows and mobility that they have. Umbrella Squad, we're just not ready right there. Getting Troublemaker deleted just shows that he was so dominant in game number 1 that in game number 2 right here, he hasn't done anything, but Team Lilgun is like, no, get out of here.
I think, you know, at least for Team Lilgun, they want to fight together, and I think this is a draft that definitely is more beneficial when you are scouting for that information. And I think that right now, 4-bit is doing a lot of work for the team to help them get to that decision faster.
The Astral Echo, very powerful utility tool here for providing information that every team needs here and making. Oh, Castle in trouble. He gets a 3-man penalty zone, but he's still stuck by himself. Here comes Marl, though, coming in with the Phantom Steed, dropping Ethan real low. Aizen being an absolute nuisance with the Demonic Force. The snipe, unfortunately, going to miss from Bebex, as well as the Spatial Migration. Umbrella Squad, beautiful timings here. As Troublemaker comes in, he has his eyes on the goal lane, but Bebex, with the outplay, walking in the opposite direction, not allowing him to make full advantage of his ultimate. Troublemaker still playing this risky. He sees Ethan, he wants him, but he jumps away, and Aizen flickers forward to get the punish.
That was wild. What happened right there?
Honestly, that was kind of disgusting. He knew that he could outplay that, and he absolutely nailed it, really abusing the game mechanics here.
Troublemaker just caught off position. Now Fangor coming in 1v2. Won't be able to get anything done though. Umbrella Squad, they just seem bewildered right here with the decisiveness of Team Lilgun. At every point, they're the ones making the play happen, and they haven't even used the combo, right? The Astral Echo into a multiple man spatial migration from Ethan, or even the Renner's Apathy for that double long range snipe.
You're right. The gold laners haven't been too involved in a lot of these fights, have they? I mean, for the most part, maybe after like one item, we were expecting to see Bebex actually start joining him. But in the meantime, while Team Lilgun is going to be taking this turtle pretty much for free, Umbrella Squad, full advantage, open up the map on top side just in case that there is a potential fight, and they'll go in and quickly break down the tier 2, maybe tier 1, maybe even get a tier 2.
And just trading for objectives right here. Black March might not get it, man, and in the bottom side, already a trade attempted from Lilguns, but you gotta be careful, man. Castle cannot overstep right here. He's not as disposable as the Arlott was in the previous game.
With Spatial Migration, gonna find the Turisla right into the Bandit's Rage, and Castle is gone. The castle walls have fallen to the hands of Lilgun.
And that's also a tier 2. Oh, no! He breaks it just in time. 1% of that tower's HP left. In the meantime, if you look on the top side, at least for the Wanwan, I'm curious to see how far along her item that she is. I mean, Black Marsh, she has an EXP lead over Bebex. Let's see. Let's see how this is going to play out.
Aizen being quite a nuisance here. He's actually reached the point where he's tanky enough to just walk up against Umbrella Squad and provide information as a Phoveus. Now a lot of attention being diverted to the top lane, pressuring Black March and stealing away the orange buff.
I find it peculiar that the main man sent to the front lines to really tank a lot of damage is Castle. You would think that with the penalty zone, he is going to be the counter engage tool, and they can send Fangor out there instead. But that is not what's happening, man. Fangor has been relatively passive. Look at where he's standing right here, behind a lot of his teammates.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult for him because the early game has been pretty much passed as we transition into mid towards late, and Fangor is just struggling.
Oh! Ito with the flicker spatial migration. I have never seen that before. Picks off Castle once again.
Blink and you'll miss it. That is the speed at which Lilgun can just make the plays happen. Umbrella Squad are doing a great job trading right here though, so all things considered, this might be the best thing they can do so far. And now it's the waiting game. With the Lord spawning in 8 seconds, who's going to get the setup, the setup advantage, the vision advantage. With the Novario there, it's going to be very difficult for Umbrella Squad to get the surprise situation that they really require to get the backline and come out on top in these fights.
I don't know, because it feels like even if you do want to kind of get into that backline, it's the targets are difficult to get to. That's number one. If we're talking about Umbrella Squad, wait, hold on. Nolan is going to be able to get a push down on that bottom side. Crack a tier 2 open. Mid is already pushed out. Lil Gun have macroed this really nicely.
This is beautiful objective control coming in from the Mongolian representatives right here. Tier 2 bot falls easily. I don't think they're aware that Fangor is scouting this out, but it's still not a really big issue here for Lil Gun. He will get started onto Bebex. Spatial migration, gonna find the hill. The Troublemaker looking for the dive, but he won't be able to connect it. Vengeance pop won't save him. Fracture destroys him, and Black March is now being chased down, but he gets the crossbow of Tang. Not enough damage yet though, so Zexora gets the double kill. Spatial migration dodges the penalty zone. Bebex actually flickers forward onto Fangor. Gets punished for it. Astral Spear won't finish him off. Aizen being chased down by Marl in the backline. A crazy, messy fight, but Umbrella Squad now actually winning out inconsistent damage. So Lil Gun will make a hasty retreat.
Oh boy. Honestly, it wasn't looking good for Umbrella Squad for a second there, but Team Lil Gun took a majority, took a good chunk of punishment after that, right? I mean, they got some pretty big spells from some big players from the side of Team Lil Gun.
Troublemaker just got immediately nuked in the beginning of that fight though, and now Zexora.
Zexora, he's looking for Marl. He gets it. Mega kill for the Nolan as he just makes out like a bandit.
That was disgusting, man. That's a lot of damage. And now the Lord, can it go to the hands of Lil Gun? No contest available for Umbrella Squad, despite that win. But you can see that in a messy fight, they have a chance here. There are ways for them to really come out on top in the fight. It all comes down to the execution right now.
Let's see how much execution they're going to get, because right now Marl, he's 2 levels below Zora as of yet. Let's look at the items. Perfect timing here. Hunter Strike, Brute Force Breastplate into Malefic Roar, in comparison to BOD Malefic Roar into Hunter Strike. So a lot more damage output specifically from Zora at any HP.
Well, it's also a fighter in the hands of Marl, right? So it doesn't really perform the same way. But look at this, Fangor going against Zexora.
Yeah, he's diving real deep onto the Nolan, forcing out the dashes, but he's able to escape quite easily. In the meantime, Lord crashing up top lane. 2-man penalty zone onto Ethan and Bebex, and Marl is coming in to jump on the opportunity. Crossbow of Tang, follow up. Bebex is gone. Ethan will follow in quick succession. Umbrella Squad punishes Team Lil Gun.
Beautiful combination here, one after the other, just layering it so nicely. Oh, the first chain pull right into Barbiel, pulling them in no time to react.
That backline is just so vulnerable right now. It's almost like the previous game, kind of, right? The marksman just not really respecting the damage potential so far. For now, man, a 4K gold lead, but Umbrella Squad seems to really be on the board. And more importantly, they seem to have just found a winning solution right here. Go for a penalty zone and have Marl cut in the back line. With them being so pulled back towards their base, that's the natural conclusion. But if they can create the same scenario to try and capture and pinch Lil Gun, this could be the way they can try and get a dub.
Ooh, nice checking of the bushes here. Troublemaker still gonna play fairly aggressively, but he knows that he's in a pretty safe position. Right now, we are in a stage of the game where the game state is very fragile, and being able to find the position you need is going to change the scales heavily.
That's a Wind Talker completed for the 1-1, so more attack speed, more mobility, more importantly, less damage coming in from the Phobias. So we'll have to see. On top of that, Troublemaker just completed a concentrated energy earlier, so he has a bit more sustain. Even though he gets chunked out, he can regen in the jungle. He can stay a bit tankier in the fight with that Vengeance too. So I think Team Lil Gun are the ones who have to be a bit more careful, and they might have to ration some of their card control to ensure that the backline does not get rushed at yet again.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting, right? Because we were talking about Fangor earlier, and he was like, yeah, he's not really doing much. He's kind of just sitting around. He's kind of waiting, hiding behind teammates even sometimes. And then you come back to Lil Gun and you realize that, yes, the vision is a little bit more important in these cases rather than just pure harassment. You need to give that opening, that hole. You can't create it yourself, but you can inform people who can get in those spots.
Fangor gonna get spotted out, walks into the wrong neighborhood, and Ethan sets up the ambush. Now Castle gonna be targeted by Zexora and Aizen. Popped down by the Fracture. Unstoppable streak for Zexora. The Lord is now within sight. Troublemaker gonna be getting his electrifying beats off of... Oh, nice flicker from Bebex in the opposite direction. Troublemaker now in a lot of trouble. Beautiful spatial migration. Gets the knockout, gets the kill. Team Lilgan now have the total numerical superiority, and the Lord is theirs.
What is going on right there, man? I mean, the waves are set up to push for Umbrella Squad, but Fangor just comes in a bit too ahead of the rest of the pack. He gets deleted, and there was no damage traded back for it. If everyone on his team was behind him right there, when they poured in so many spells towards the Hilda, the Roamer, then the rest of the team can really punish afterwards, but that is not how Umbrella Squad played that game out.
Yeah, a little unfortunate indeed, but now we come back to the present. We see that the Lord is already starting to press in towards lane with Lord Empowered minions. Team Lilgan setting this up nice to make sure that they have some secret crashing of all the waves. They got top and mid at the same time and delay on the bottom side.
That is honestly so many minions. They already found Troublemaker. The spatial migration hitting his target every time. Fangor trying to dive onto Zexora, but he's dropping real low himself with the Dark Force. Penalty zone onto 3 members. Will this be enough? No, Bebex already has the double kill, and Marl can do nothing but run in. Even the crossbow of Tang isn't going to be enough with the Wind of Nature already popped down by Bebex and Black March. He tries to dash away. He will just barely make it back to base, but he and Castle are the only survivors. Named that one, Castle is picked off for Bid with the killing spree, and the crystal is wide open. We are going to game number 3. Woo!